Mansa Musa, the wealthiest ruler in history, a man whose very name conjures images of gold-laden caravans and legendary cities. His name alone evokes a sense of grandeur, wealth, and a rich legacy. Welcome to the Black History Buff podcast. Today, we're taking a walk through time to explore the incredible life of Mansa Musa, the ruler of the Mali Empire and one of the most fascinating figures in history. In the early 14th century, West Africa was home to one of the richest empires the world had ever seen, the Mali Empire. With its vast reserves of gold, Mali dominated the trans-Saharan trade routes, controlling the flow of valuable goods such as salt and gold between Africa, the Middle East, and Europe. This network connected Mali to the broader Islamic and Mediterranean worlds, making it a hub of both commerce and culture. At the helm of this empire was Mansa Musa, a devout Muslim who came to power in 1312. Musa inherited not just a wealthy empire, but one deeply connected to the wider Islamic world. His reign would mark the golden age of Mali, not just for its wealth, but for its intellectual and cultural achievements. To the people of Mali, Musa's rise wasn't just a political shift, it was a promise of prosperity, cultural pride, and spiritual fulfillment. In 1324, Mansa Musa embarked on a pilgrimage to Mecca, a religious journey known as the Hajj. But this was no ordinary pilgrimage. Musa's caravan was one of the largest and most lavish in recorded history. Picture 60,000 people, soldiers, servants, scholars, a moving city traveling slowly, shuffling through the burning sands of the Sahara. 80 camels, each carrying hundreds of pounds of gold. The sheer scale of this pilgrimage was astounding, and everywhere Musa went, his generosity was on full display. Imagine the rhythmic clinking of gold echoing across the dunes, with the midday sun turning the caravan into a river of light. When he arrived in Cairo, the capital of the Mamluk Sultanate, Mansa Musa's reputation preceded him. He gave away so much gold that the value of gold in Egypt plummeted, causing inflation that lasted for a decade. To the traders in Cairo, Musa seemed like a figure out of legend, but the streets were soon filled with murmurs as the price of goods skyrocketed. The locals were awestruck at first, but as prices rose, whispers of frustration spread through the bustling markets of Cairo. Musa's display of wealth wasn't just about extravagance, it was about diplomacy. His pilgrimage put the Mali Empire on the map, literally. In fact, European cartographers soon began including Mali in their maps of the known world, with Mansa Musa at its center. But Musa's journey didn't just make headlines for its opulence. It had a profound impact on the future of Mali, especially in the city of Timbuktu. On his way back from Mecca, Mansa Musa brought with him not just gold, but knowledge. He invited scholars, architects, and poets from across the Islamic world to settle in Timbuktu, transforming the city into a beacon of Islamic learning and culture. Among the scholars Musa brought back was Ahmed, a young scribe from Cairo who marveled at the chance to build a city where knowledge flowed as freely as gold. Ahmed's lectures on astronomy drew eager students from across the region, and for him, Timbuktu became more than a place. It was a dream realized. By the time Musa was done, Timbuktu was home to the University of Sankore and several other madrasas, Islamic schools, that attracted scholars from as far away as Egypt and the Arabian Peninsula. Timbuktu's libraries became filled with manuscripts on law, astronomy, medicine, and philosophy, making the city a center for intellectual exchange and scholarship. Even today, hidden among the manuscripts that survived the centuries, we find texts on law, astronomy, and medicine, each one a testament to the thriving intellectual culture Musa helped establish. Timbuktu, under Mansa Musa's influence, became a place where knowledge was as valuable as gold. Scholars, traders, and poets flocked to the city, and it soon gained a reputation as a hub of learning and culture, rivaling the great centers of the Islamic world. Long after Mansa Musa's death, the legacy of Timbuktu lived on. For centuries, it remained a center of Islamic scholarship, with its influence stretching far beyond the borders of the Mali Empire. Timbuktu's manuscripts are still studied today, offering insights into the intellectual and cultural vibrancy of West Africa during the medieval period. Mansa Musa's vision wasn't just about wealth, it was about the enduring power of education. In our modern world, where education still shapes opportunities, Musa's legacy is a reminder of how investing in knowledge can elevate entire societies. His journey showed the world that Africa wasn't just a land of untapped resources. It was a place of rich culture, powerful leaders, and intellectual prowess. His legacy reminds us that Africa has always been an integral part of world history, not a passive bystander. Today, the name Timbuktu is often used to describe a place that feels distant or mythical, but in reality, it was a thriving center of learning that shaped the world in profound ways. Mansa Musa's transformation of the city into a hub of intellectual exchange is a reminder of the power of knowledge and the importance of education in shaping societies. Have you ever heard someone refer to a faraway place as Timbuktu? Turns out, Timbuktu wasn't mythical at all. It was once the heart of African learning, a vibrant center of culture that shaped the world, thanks to Mansa Musa. What do you think it takes to leave a lasting legacy today? If you had Mansa Musa's influence, how would you invest it in your community? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. His journey challenges the way African history is often told, showing us that Africa was deeply connected to the world's most important cultural and economic developments. From Mali to Mecca, Mansa Musa's story is one of ambition, faith, and transformation, one that continues to inspire. If you enjoyed this dive into history, make sure to like, subscribe, and support the Black History Buff podcast on Patreon. Like Mansa Musa, investing in knowledge, your support helps us spread these invaluable stories to a wider audience. Join us on Patreon to keep this legacy alive. Your support helps us keep sharing these important stories from African history, stories that deserve to be remembered and celebrated. Until next time, stay blessed.